Cause a house is not a home when no one's there. So alone, no one's there. Should I move on?
It's your girl Kay. I am back again and again and again and again. We are kicking off 2025 with many things. But if you are new here, my name is Kay and I am your style bestie. I'm here to help you master your confidence through fashion, style, and beauty. If that sounds like something that you love, want, or need, stick around and click that subscribe button. And don't forget to like and share, because that's what we do around here. We're givers, you know? But I think you will like the content that I share. I typically do videos around style, hauls, style advice. I sprinkle a little motherhood here or there, but this is basically my cute corner of the internet where I do all things girly, cutesy, pretty. I just live in a state of constant delusion because the world is so ugly, child, that I just love to spread and attract beauty. So anyway, let's get started. I don't know if y'all follow me on socials, which you should. If you follow me on socials, you'll see that I have been sharing this brand called Oak Essentials. I really like this brand. It's body care, and they sent me a body balm. I have never tried a body balm before, but it's really the bomb. But I wanted to show you this body balm. It's not a butter. It's not a lotion. It's so good. Like, look at that. This is good. I like this. We are off to a slow start to 2025, okay? We are keeping it light. We are not jumping in head first. If you did not watch my last video on my reset and how I'm resetting my mindset and just some tidbits about getting away from the New Year's resolutions and the vision boards and all that cliche mess, and deciding to just kind of refresh your mindset and take it slow, soft launch into 2025. If you didn't get to see that video, I highly suggest you go back and watch that. Also, highly recommend that you subscribe to my newsletter. It's free on OhHeyyKay.com. Just subscribe and confirm your email, because I did do a newsletter all about the reset for 2025 and just some easy ways to reset your mind, your space, and get yourself ready for all the blessings that are going to overflow in 2025, and really set your intentions for what you want your year to look like. So with that said, today's video, I don't really know what it's called, honey, but today's video is all about just the lessons that I've learned. And I started to say 24 lessons, but I only got to 17. And then I started to say the lessons I learned in 2024, but not all of them I learned in 2024. If you're new here, or if you're, I'll say this, if you're not new here, you do know that I have shared openly about how my platform and community began to grow through my journey of postpartum and really just relearning myself, relearning what I want out of life, what I demand from people, from myself, starting with what I demand from myself, having a better relationship with myself, learning to love myself again, being on a confidence journey so that way I can require that much more of others. Period. So let's just get into some lessons that I've learned that I am taking into 2025 to start my 2025 strong. And I think the best way to get off to a strong start, but also a soft launch, is just being very grounded in the things that you know and the things that you want out of life, okay? It's less about achieving, running a race. And I think it should be more about being grounded in who you are, learning and discovering who you are, because these are things that will take you 2025 and beyond, okay? We're not starting over fresh every single year with a new vision, with a new everything. No. So this video is going to be a little bit more of a good girlfriend's chat. It's going to be a good little kiki. So if that's something that you are looking for, if that's something you're interested in, stick around. Number one, we all talk about comparison, and we've heard how comparison is the thief of joy and the thief of many things, but I'm gonna sum it up as this. You played yourself. Well, I'm gonna speak about me. I played myself when I compared my private journey to their public journey. I think everyone who heard that knows exactly what I mean. So we know how comparison can really screw you up and it can take you off course. At the end of the day, when you are comparing, you are deciding to take your eyes off of your lane and look over to the left or to the right. And if you are doing so, there's no one looking ahead in your lane. If you minding their business, who's minding yours? Yours is unattended to. So again, I think that we come from an age and a generation of people who rely so heavily on the internet, specifically social media, to tell us what life is, what's going on. For some people, that's how you keep up with everybody else. You stay in the know. But to be honest, I only share what I want you to know. That's not inauthentic. That's self-preservation. That's my business. So knowing that I do that, I cannot, and no one should, compare your private journey to someone's public journey. My next lesson, and this is a big one. Me and my sister, we talk about this all the time. This is a lesson that I learned probably back in like 2021. Blessings overflow for those who learn to clap for others. Genuinely learn to clap for others. Some people are so caught up in the why not me, why them and not me. And that's a hater's attitude. And I'm not trying to be rude, but that's a hater's mentality. And that's not going to get you anywhere. That is going to close those doors for you faster than anything else. Learning to clap for other people when they are in their winning season and you seemingly are in your waiting season. I think that is a way that you can secure your blessings, is by being an advocate of others. All right? Saying, it's okay if I'm in a dry season right now. I'm actually really proud of my sister to my left and my sister to my right, who I've watched grind and hustle. You don't know that blessing or that big thing that you're witnessing, that win, you don't know if that win was a decade in the making. Again, we don't know anyone's private journey. So I think if you take anything from today's girlfriend chat, it's literally learning how to clap for your fellow brother and sister. I'm telling you. And I also think the difference that made in my life was not only did I feel like what was meant for me started finding me faster, the genuine support and love I was giving other people, I started to attract as well. Moving on. Number 3. And this kind of takes me back to number 1. Minding my own business is the best place to be. In my own business is the best location for me. I have learned as like just a social person, I'm a person I'm always around people because of my job, etc. And, you know, with that comes a lot of communication with people. And I have lately felt the need to cut it short. I don't feel like it. Don't update me on nobody, okay? Out the loop is the best place to be. That's where you will find me, out the loop. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't follow Shade Room. I don't follow none of, because I don't want to keep up with nobody else's news. The life of me is I can barely remember what day I'm supposed to take the right pills, okay? I can't keep up. And I don't want to. And I don't want to know. The less you know, the better things are. I just feel like I love, in some aspects, staying in my own bubble, because it narrows my focus on the things that matter most. It narrows my focus. It helps me keep the main thing the thing. That's something my husband says all the time. Oh, and on the topic of don't update me on nobody. Don't update me on nobody you don't see me around. If you know me and homegirl don't kick it like that no more, why are you even talking to me about her? You want to end up on the other line of the saying like her too, huh? Because why are you bringing... When I tell you my toxic, not so toxic protective trait is I will erase somebody from my hard drive like in the blink of an eye, this fast. Hey girl, tomorrow. Who? Like Kiki Palmer said, I don't know that man. I will erase family members from my hard drive. Don't know them. Don't even say their name, because I don't want it to echo in my thoughts. I don't want those people, the things, I don't want the experiences connected to them ringing in my brain. They don't get to live here rent free. You get no access, child. You don't even get my thoughts and prayers. Bye. The next one is this is something that I know that you have heard over and over and over again. And I'm going to be the broken record to tell you again. You will reclaim your peace and your power when you start telling them people no. No. I want you to put a muzzle on your inner people pleaser. These are all things I had to say to myself, and these are all habits that I had to start to master if I wanted to elevate and I wanted to reach certain goals and I wanted to show up as a specific type of woman, a specific type of person. If I wanted to be able to show up for my family and give them 110% every day. I'm building a family. I have 2 daughters. I'm raising Black women. I have a legacy that's going to be here when I leave. Okay? So I have to preserve my energy. I got to preserve my cognitive space. I got to preserve my thoughts. I got to preserve it all because my kids, my family, me, I need me, they need me, and I can only give out but so much. I can only pour but so much. So I'm going to reiterate this. You will reclaim your peace and you will reclaim your power when you start telling them people no. I have friends that be telling me about the things they have committed themselves to. And I ain't talking about 1 day, 2 day. I'm talking about a whole membership to a whole organization. Now you hold an office at such and such. You hold a leadership position and you complain because you don't want to do it. But when I ask you, if you don't want to do it, then why are you doing it? And all the reasons are because of how much it will please somebody else, another group of people that ain't finna go out their way to please you. I don't understand. That math, I'm not good at algebra. But I know that 1 + 1 equals a hell no. I said what I said. I really feel like things changed for me the moment I started saying no and standing on it. Not, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm unavailable. No, I can't. I'm sorry. Oh, let me take it off. No, it's no, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I'm unavailable that day. I might be able to do it in 2 weeks, though. I like to sprinkle a little hell on there, too. Hell no for decoration. But to be honest, if you don't want to do, if you don't want to go, don't. You're a grown-ass woman and you have autonomy over yourself and your time and how much you pour. Use it. Use it or lose it. Now, this one was something that I got at work from one of my assistant principals at work. She told me this when I had first started as a school leader and I was like in my first leadership position as a coach. And, you know, with managing people and coaching people comes more direct, I won't even say tough, but I'll say direct conversations. And the cost of not being direct and clear with people causes you more time and causes you more irritation, because nothing gets on my nerves more than repeating myself when I said it all damn ready. So one thing she said to me when I was trying to rehearse a conversation with her that I was going to have with somebody else, and she stopped me and she said, Kanisha, you are trying too hard to be nice. You need to focus on being clear. What is it that you're trying to get across? What's the point you're trying to get across? And just be clear about that. You're trying to like basically pussyfoot around your point because you don't want to rub them the wrong way. How they receive you just being direct is on them. That's not on you. As long as I'm not cussing, fussing, acting a fool, I got a nasty tone and attitude. Clear is kind. Unclear is unkind. What I realized was that I was spending way too much time trying to be nice to people, and it was at my expense. And I learned when I think about nice, I don't owe anyone nice. I don't owe you nice. You have your own definition of nice. The Bible says I need to be kind. I don't owe you nice. Nice is appeasing. I don't need to do that. I've done that far too much. It took one friendship to squeeze all my niceness out. It took one ungrateful person for me to be like, you know what, cut it off. It's over. The lemon has been squeezed. I don't have no more left. Okay, I got my day ones, my loyals, my people who mean me well. I'm going to strengthen my discernment a little bit, and that's who gets nice. Everybody else, I don't have to oblige or subscribe to your definition of nice. I won't be able to make it to such and such. Why not? Because I have other plans. Well, why wouldn't you move to the because I cannot do that? Well, that's not nice, that I don't give a damn what you find is nice. People gaining and benefiting at your expense is nice on their end. It ain't nice to you. I owe myself nice, period. I feel like this is getting real, like Real Housewives confessional real fast, but we're gonna bring it home very soon. Okay, here's one that I got from my mom, and I grew up, my mom used to always reference like friends, because growing up I always wanted people to like me, and I wanted everyone to be friends with me and no one to not like me. And my mother would always say, like, she would reference like your friends, your day ones, your tight-knit circle as your front pew, basically at church, the front pew of your life. And she would always say, like, everybody don't need to be in your front pew. And I'm not going to be in everybody's front pew. I don't want to be in everybody's front pew. I don't want to be everybody's best friend. I don't want to be everybody's friend. I don't want to be liked by everybody, because that comes with a lot of responsibility. Then they come talking to you all the time. They always call and text and FaceTime. And now you want to invite, you want to event. Now you want that. Now we Cash App and you want me at your brunch. And now I'm your kid's godmother. I don't. Everybody's not going to be and does not deserve to be on the front pew of your life. Be very clear about who is for you, who you will overextend for, and it won't even feel like an overextension because you know these people will lay it all down for you. Okay, so you going the extra mile for them is not actually the extra mile. That's just the standard, because these are my day one, my loyals, my family, my chosen family. There's not a limit to the love. There's no conditions. Okay, because I know that any day they lay it all on the line for me. So be very clear about who deserves to be on your front row. It is poor spiritual hygiene to keep so many people so close to you. Okay, I feel like with maturity, I have learned to distance myself from the dirt. And when I say that, I mean people who do dirty things. Even if you ain't done me dirty, I watched how you did that last friend. I didn't agree. I didn't like it. And I ain't about to be around to be next. So I'm going to distance myself a little bit, because I don't fool with your ways. Even if you didn't do it to me. I'm one of them people that even on standby, I'm sitting and I watch how you did this one and that one. And we know, you know that I know that you know you would never with me. But I still don't stand for how you did so-and-so and homegirl over there and homeboy over there. I don't fool with it. Next. This is a huge one. This is a huge one. And this one I learned in postpartum. This one I learned when I really did not know who was staring back at me in the mirror. After I had them babies, I was just lost. I really didn't know. I couldn't comprehend what my body, mind went through. I didn't have any time to wrap my head around it. And one thing that I started with, and I talk about this a lot, is like I had to get really serious about how I treated me. And I had gotten to a point that I was getting really pissed with little things that people were doing and saying to me and how they were handling me. And I realized, like, bitch, you don't even handle you well. So this next one, I think this is the major key. People respect you to the same level you respect your damn self. Okay? And I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You can love him with all your might. You can love her with all your might. You can be in love with him or her. But at the end of the day, it's certain things that you do to me that I just can't stick around for. And that's on my self-respect. It's certain things I will not take from nobody. And I had to stand on that as a friend. When I was in a friendship, that I was like, oh, whoa, you crossed the line in the way you spoke to me. And unfortunately, you have done this too many times for me to stick around. Me sticking around and having a conversation and keep addressing the same boundary with you means I'm normalizing how you treat and talk to me. Now, me personally, I did this work at my job where we had to like really like unpack our triggers. It was all about learning composure and all these things about how to deal with children. But it really helped me in real life. I learned that through my childhood, my upbringing, my biggest trigger is disrespect. Because I could not stand your guts, but it takes a lot for me to disrespect you. So for someone to come out their neck and talk crazy to me, when there's literally nothing about me, there's nothing about me that ever would give you permission to talk to me like you done lost your motherfucking mind. Now, I'm gonna address it the first time because maybe you had a bad day, even though your bad day ain't my problem. I might readdress it one more time, but after that, I'm out of there, and so are you. So, like, when I say people respect you, like, all it takes is one time for me to address it, nip it, check it, and I think you will realize, damn, nah. You'll think twice the next time. My goal is for the thought to never cross your mind to do or say certain things to me. And I believe that I carry myself as a person who people choose not to play with. So now that I've really found my confidence and I have really found my voice and I am really clear on like who I am and I'm really sure about myself, even my bullshit, I know the things I'm working on. I know my challenges. I know my growth areas. I know my bullshit. Okay? No one, no stranger, nobody, no therapist can tell me that. But I feel like now I walk into a room and I present myself as a person who's one, full of joy, so I attract such. I'm respectful and kind and friendly, so I attract that. But also the way I present myself, my look, my demeanor, my dress, the way I keep myself up and manicured and polished, all of that communicates that I am a person who takes myself very seriously. I don't play about me. I think when I walk into a room, people can tell, man, yeah, okay, all right. And I think that there is something in them that knows not to come with the bullshit. So I'm gonna say it one more time. People respect you at the same level that you respect yourself. Next. This one's gonna be funny, but I'm going to heaven even if I decide to put myself before you. Like, I don't know what it was about how many of us Black women were raised, and I'm talking about myself too, to always nurture everyone else and put everyone else before ourselves. And like, that is the way that you show up as a soft, caring, nurturing individual, is to always put everybody before yourself. I no longer subscribe. All it takes is one time for you to not be the person that people put first, and then you realize, like, what the hell was I out here doing all of that for? If I can't even get it back, if it can't even be reciprocated, I'm going to heaven even if I decide to put myself before others. My name ain't in the Bible, and I was not called to be a martyr, okay? I want to walk and talk like Jesus. What I'm saying is, like, no, I'm not the one that want to be like persecuted so that everybody else live free. Not that side of the Bible. I want to be the light to know, grace to do side. Somebody in the comments is going to eat me up, but I don't care. I appreciate your engagement anyway. What I'm saying is, you don't have to be this martyr. You don't have to be the one all the time to make everything right, to fix everything, to please everybody, just to be the servant where everybody be like, you're not getting a Nobel Peace Prize. There's a spot in heaven for you because of the way you treat people, because of the way you choose right over wrong, because of the way that you are steadfast and you are faithful to God. There's a spot in heaven for you, even if you put yourself first. And this one I learned with maturity. And also, pregnancy humbled me a bit, and kind of isolated me a bit, and I got to see a lot and peep a lot, and didn't have the energy or capacity to actually like speak on it or check it. And I used to be a person that when I see wrongdoing, when I see something that don't add up, I'm checking, I'm speaking on it, I'm speaking up, I'm using my voice, I'm yeah, not everything needs to be addressed, and not everything needs to be spoken on or about. So that's just on like a little bit of discernment. That's just on, you know, not showing your full hand. Like, there are things at work, there are groups of people where I be like, I picked up on that. You keep that for your own knowledge. knowledge. You keep it for your own knowledge, okay? If you are a part of the creator community, you might catch this one. Titles, names, labels, groups, platform, squads. Y'all still salty about that one. Awards, they don't define you. Okay? They don't define you. Everybody is out here seeking something. You don't need to be in that number. I respect the individual that blazes their own trail, and whatever come with it, come with it. But the people doing things because of that external validation, seeking external validation, is a dangerous game. Well, if I do this, my boss will give me a pat on the back. And is your boss Jesus? Will your check still remain the same? I'm pretty sure that pat on the back won't add no zeros. That award, did it get you more money? That squad everybody want to be up in, is it the only one? Have you talked to many people with experience with it? How do you know that that's for you? Maybe God said, you're going to be the founding class of your own squad. Maybe God said, I don't need you associated and affiliated with a group or that brand. I got something better for you. We're going to build your own brand. We really get caught up in what everybody else has. What media says is the end. What you need. The need for external validation is dangerous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It cannot be your why. It cannot be your why. Maybe it may feel good when you get it, but it cannot be your why. It cannot be your reason. I think what that can do when that is your why and that is your reason is that can open back up that people-pleasing muscle. Even the most successful people started as a beginner. That is something I have to continue to tell myself. When I reached a certain point with my Instagram community and then had to start all over on YouTube, when I wasn't using LTK much and then started all over on Collective Voice, when I left the classroom as a teacher to become a leader, when I started my newsletter, like every building block, every new thing, I have to keep saying to myself, it's okay to be a beginner. It's almost like when people look at you a certain way, you kind of have established yourself somewhat as someone who is no longer a novice in a certain area. You're afraid of being a novice again, starting over again somewhere. It's nerve-wracking, but every successful person has started as a beginner. Everybody who got 500,000 followers started at 0. Everybody who got 1 million subscribers started at 0. Everybody who is a full-time creator didn't start as one. Like everybody who has several businesses started as a worker or a 9-to-5er or an intern. It is okay to be a beginner. Actually, that's where the biggest lessons are learned, is in the beginning stage. That brings me to my next one, and this one I learned in building my own business, is that the process is where you learn and grow the most. I'm gonna say that again. The process is where you learn and grow the most. The end result is just a cherry on top. It is all the hurdles, challenges, triumphs along the way to the destination. Those are the lessons that you'll be able to replicate on the next thing and the next thing, on the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Did I get a consistent gym routine and start seeing fruits of my labor? The weight loss is just a cherry on top. The abs are just the cherry on top. But the consistency, the discipline, the follow through, the showing up day in and day out, that I can replicate in other areas of my life and become unstoppable. The process is where you learn and grow the most. So people who want to fast track the process, guess what they're doing? They're robbing themselves of those growth opportunities and of that learning that the other people who are deciding to say slow and steady, enjoy the process, learn more, immerse themselves, and become experts. Those people are going to go way further in life, past that destination and on to other things, because they'll be able to replicate those steps, those opportunities, those growth opportunities in other areas of their life. Finances, family, faith, all of it. I got this one from another creator, and I'm going to say this again and again and again, but if you have the privilege to move your body, physical activity is a privilege. I used to be the world's biggest lazy bone, and then realized that not everybody can get out of bed. and go walking. Not everybody can walk up and down steps with ease. Not everybody can pick up their children and run with their children. Not everybody can lift boxes and take groceries up and down steps. Not everybody can go to a grocery store, walk up and down the aisles. Not everybody can drive to a job every day. If you have the privilege to move your body, it is definitely a blessing and a privilege. This one is a more recent one I've learned. Talk less. Shut up. Be quiet. Be quiet. Because when you are starting to kind of try to move through life and become a mastermind, and you're trying to leverage relationships, and you're trying to start something new, or you're trying to build something, create something, you got to be quiet. Don't add to the noise. You just got to be quiet. Like, I am a talker. It's what I do for a living. It is what I have always done for a living. And I just love talking and chatting with people and exchanging information and learning from other people, honestly. And in order to do so, you got to be quiet. You don't always have to be the first one to answer the question. You don't always have to volunteer what you know. I may know a lot on a given topic. Hey, Kay, what do you have to say about such and such and such and such? Well, I'd like to hear from so-and-so first. Sometimes there is power in giving other people the floor. I walk in the room and heads turns. The moment I speak, people listen. What if I give some of that to the person next to me? That's what I learned in leadership. Being underestimated is the best place to be. I have a friend. She's Caucasian. She is one of my closest friends ever. Baby girl, on paper, stacked. Stacked. People have no clue. I respect her so much because I have watched people underestimate her because if you hit my dog, I'm sorry. But I've watched people underestimate her because she doesn't talk a lot. She don't do a lot of talking. She doesn't do a lot of bragging. She doesn't, share a lot of information about herself. She's very, observant, reserved. And I've watched people think she didn't know because she's a blonde white girl. You think she's just some average, basic hum bum. And I've watched her take her opportunity to throw her ace on the table and be like, actually, I have a master's degree in that. I studied that at Harvard. No, actually, I have a portfolio worth this much. Talk about mic drop, period. And that's my girl. That's my number one. So she kind of taught me that. It's like, yo, you ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. In fact, do the opposite. Allow them to underestimate you. Because when you're underestimated, nobody sees your next move coming. They can't even prepare. And then when that mic drop, they literally, it's like doing math. They're like, because they couldn't have calculated that coming. They couldn't see it coming, and they definitely can't figure out how to respond. This one is one that's like a daily mantra. Actually, guys, it's from my friend, and it helps me get through my days. When I tell you, I be so drained on a regular day-to-day basis, sometimes just with the responsibility I carry, the pressure I carry that nobody sees, the daily interaction with people, and the outpouring all day. I say this to myself to get myself through the day. Instead of complaining and venting, at the end of the day gonna end. Every day has to end. And then you could take that on a broader stream. Our girl Candy Burst Tucker said, it can't rain forever. So take that with you on those rough days, those rough months, those rough quarters. It cannot rain forever. You've seen a rainbow once in your life. That means the likelihood of you seeing it again is very close, okay? The storm sometimes gets worse before it gets better. And at the end of the day, it's gotta end. It's gotta end. It's gotta end. It will end, okay? Whether it's that shift at work, whether it's the teething stage with them babies, whether it's postpartum, whether it's the separation, whether it's the dry spell in your marriage, whether it's the isolation period with your friends as you're morphing into a person that you're aspiring to be, whether it's your waiting season, it all has an end date. Hold on. This I learned in postpartum. Training your mind is the most rewarding work you will ever do. When you can basically figure out and pinpoint what makes you anxious, and you can be so in tune with your thoughts that you can quiet your thoughts Or one thing that I started doing was I used to generally be negative because I was surrounded by a lot of negativity and negative people at work and complaining. And when you work in certain conditions, that can be inevitable, but people get stuck there. And so when I practiced this, I think first at work, but mostly when it came to my self-talk with myself, going back to like how you treat yourself and respecting yourself. One of the first things that I did, or exercises that I did, was talking to myself nice. Because like I said, my trigger is people talking to me motherfucking crazy. But also, I can stand in the mirror and pick myself apart. I have these thoughts that will keep going on repeat about what I should have did better that day, what I shouldn't have said, who I shouldn't have let around me, did I share too much, like all the overthinking, and it could be negative. Every time I would have a negative thought, I trained myself to immediately follow it up with a positive. So, damn girl, you've been eating pretty bad and you gained a good 10 pounds. Yeah, but that ass fat though. Like, that's a small example, but like, when you can train your thoughts and when you can basically train your mind, you really have unlocked a whole new level. And I feel like that's when you really become unstoppable. That's when you become unstoppable and you can adopt a winner's mindset. I learned this by observing others. Being quick-tempered is for the foolish. If you can't control your emotions, your facial expression, I'm still working on my face. But if you can't control your emotions, you are going to plateau in life. So maybe you do it well at work, but you don't do it well in your marriage. Maybe you do it well in your marriage, but you don't do it well with your kids. I'm telling you, you got to learn to harness your emotions. And that has actually really helped me decrease my anxiety. It's helped me be happier. It's helped me like be more optimistic in life. And I think all of that trickles down into my everyday actions and then what I attract and the things that come to me. So for example, say I get a flat tire on the way to work. Well, yelling, cussing, screaming, calling all your friends, cussing about it, sending a group chat, you've literally expelled so much negative energy. You have not freed up the mind space to get to a solution. Shit happens. It's things we cannot control. They happen. It was gonna happen, whether you was having a good day, a great day, whether you won the lottery that day, whatever. Things happen that you can't control. How you respond to it is completely your responsibility. That's completely on you, because how you respond to it can make a bad thing worse. It can make a good thing great. And this is the last thing. You know what I learned? Maybe it's my age, but you know what I really need? I feel like silence soothes my soul. And it may be because I just have so many things going on at once. Sometimes I'm overextended. Sometimes I'm overstimulated and overwhelmed all at the same time. But you know what I be needing? I just be needing everybody to shut the fuck up for a minute. Like, I just want everybody to shut up. Be quiet. Mommy, I'm trying to talk to you. No, thank you. Is it just me? I'm 35 and I just be needing silence. Like, I just need to go to a room, close the door, turn off the lights, and do nothing. And I'm saying that to say, you got to find your peace and you got to own it. Nobody's giving you any of that. You know how people say nobody's coming to save you? Nobody's giving you a break. And I learned that in motherhood. Nobody's giving you a break. Not many people can be like, you know, I realize you're overstimulated. Go for the next 4 hours. I got to get, no, nobody's going to do that. So you're going to have to find those like pockets of time. You're going to have to find and create those opportunities where you telling people no, because we respecting ourselves and we gonna take control of our own peace. I said I need a minute, goddammit. Hey, Kay, can you cut? Nope. I've scheduled some peace on my calendar. Can't do it. So I hope you took something from this, and I hope that if not all of them, but like 1 or 2 or 3 of them either affirmed something you already do, validated something you've been wanting to put into action, or maybe it's something new that you like, you know what? Hell yeah, you damn right. And I hope that this gives somebody just a little bit of empowerment to really just take control of your life, the things you want, help you just take control of the things you can control. As you go into a new year, thinking less about running a race and more about being the owner and the architect of your life, and knowing that any and everything that you want to do, first it starts and stops with you. You can talk yourself out of it, and you can actually talk yourself to success. It's really up to you. And there are like small actions and habits that you can enact today, that you can incorporate tomorrow. Just participate in a slight mindset shift. So I'm gonna leave us there with that. I want to say thank you so much for coming to my channel, watching me become a professional yapper, listening to me talk your head off. Usually we have these type of conversations in my vlogs when I'm in the car on the way to the gym, looking a mess, looking crazy. And what prompted me to do this is the fact that I get such great feedback about those talking moments in my vlogs. And so I decided to do a video just sharing some of the tidbits as we're all on our journey to just rediscover or even recreate. It's okay if you woke up today or you wake up tomorrow and decide you want to be somebody different. You want to do some shit different. I'm here for it. And if somebody got a problem for it, if somebody got a problem with it, tell them come see Kay. But thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you back. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you sign up for my newsletter, and I want you to follow me on all socials. Share this with a friend and leave me some feedback below. Bye.
It's not a home where no one's there. So alone.